What name are we looking at for here? Name on the VoD. Patronus? Patronus? Oh, what the fuck is that name? Bro, you're trying to give me a stroke. What the fuck? Bastion Giga Chad. Chat, we'll figure things out as we start to finish this VoD review, right? We'll turn this fucking stream into a fucking living content dream. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna go to bed. We're gonna do our fucking 6-7 hours of Overwatch like we always do. We'll figure something out. Looking at team compositions right now. Your team on defense is running Sigma, Mercy, Widow, Ana, and Bastion. No cap, your comp looks kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. As on the enemy team, we have Hanzo, Cole, Kiriko, Mercy, and Ramatra. Actually, both team counts are pretty good. I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Here we go. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Okay, there we go. Holy 8 redeemed ad time. Chat, enjoy your ads for a minute before we start this this thing. If you're a sub, then you guys get, you get bangers. So enjoy. Ads are over. Chat, listen, it is what it is, okay? Like, some people in the chat just don't have the funds to sub, okay? They don't have the money. It is like that sometimes. And I like to wait for them because it's educational, right? So, I want to wait for them. It makes sense. Educational content should be for everyone, not just some people, alright? Anyways, let's take a look. But it doesn't matter why some people aren't sub. Majority of people here actually aren't sub, so... Calm down, subbies. Calm down. Gotta be a little bit careful about engaging here. Personally speaking, I feel like you got a little bit lucky. If that Hanzo was slightly better, he could have just re-peeked without taking damage and kill you. The one thing that you should be really careful for, if you play Bastion, which does a lot of damage, you are very cooldown dependent, right? And you're also a chunky boy. So whenever you don't have sentry form, you're kinda... You have a big dumpy, right? I'm just gonna say it. You have a big fucking robotic ass, and everyone can hit you even if they didn't try. They're gonna hit you, right? You also have to be extremely careful because we now also realize that they have a Mercy player, right? The only reason you live here is because their Hanzo is not as good as he should be. All he needs to do is full charge on arrow, get the Mercy pocket, go around the corner, boom, shoot you, and you're dead, right? So you need to play this a lot carefuler. Like, you can't do this. This is very, very bad. Also, what I would do, we started on high ground, right? We started over there. I wouldn't even go down here. I would literally take the train all the way over if I had to. Going down here is usually a death sentence. And the reason why I'm saying this... The reason why I'm saying this is because the higher rank that you climb to, the more often you're going to get punished for being in a bad position. Overwatch is like half percentage positioning, about 25% aim, and 25% game knowledge, right? And understanding where to be at any given time is extremely important. Taking this route down is extremely scary for the sole purpose in case they come from the left side. So if you need to rotate, you have to take the train, right? And even that is risky from half the time. But yeah, this is not good positioning. I would have played it safe instead. It's completely fine to throw a grenade in there and get some ult charge, but standing there and actually taking the fight against two DPS with a Mercy pocket, scary. And I'm actually surprised you're not dead. When that rest goes off, you need to back off immediately, right? When she started resting, the Hanzo that died, you kind of lingered for a little bit. That's your ticket to go, right? If there's a shield in the way, you need to get the fuck out of dodge immediately, right? Otherwise, you become sort of a chat. What's the word? Chat, help me. What's the word? You become a detriment to your team, and you should be dead here already, but you're not. So, kind of just want to point that out. When that rust happens and the shield is up, you start running immediately. And don't linger. He got that fast. Nice target priority. That was a good target priority. Nice nade. How are you not dead? How are you not dead? Okay, nice nade. Wait, do you not see the Kiriko? Some feedback. Don't push a Cole with any type of healer in this situation, ever. I would rather you play this safe. Now, you're gonna ask me, but ID, I got the kill. What's the deal? The deal is, if you start climbing, imagine if that was me and Cole, right? You would be dead like a sack of potatoes. And that's the whole point, right? We want to eliminate any bad plays. We want to eliminate any bad positioning. This is not a good duel to take, because essentially what you're doing is that you're equalizing the fight. You already got a pick, right? That person is now running back from spawn. It's effectively a 5v4, right? So why are we taking an unfavorable fight and making it equal, right? That's the question you're gonna ask in your head. Why are we deciding to give a Cole an out, right? Because if the Cole kills you there with the Kiriko, all of a sudden it's 4v4, you have a lot longer way to run back to the point than they do, right? So you have to play this smarter. We have to play this more, you know, we have to, yeah, I mean, you have to play this smarter. Like, you can't be doing this shit, right? Instead, you have to play it down here and use the shield to your advantage, right? And play your cooldowns properly. I mean, it worked. It did. But the more ranks you start ranking up, the more you're going to get punished for this. So I'm trying to kind of like hammer it in your head early so that you're aware that this is not going to fly as you start ranking up, right? So it's more important to understand that they need to get lucky once. You need to get lucky multiple times. And I think it's very deadly to try and 1v2 a Kiriko and a Cole, because both of them have high damage, right? So I kind of just want to point that out. Would be a good opportunity to back off after Sentry here and pop your ult, I think. Careful, positioning again. Okay, we're gonna talk about this one more time. Never ever, we talked about this in the Havana game where we helped Hijinks play, right? Don't ever, and chat, anyway, sorry, I got busy looking at something. Don't ever take an engagement either where there's essentially an open view for the enemy team to try and like kill you as you're trying to damage someone else, especially another tank. Don't ever get into a position where there's an open sightline for the enemy team just to burst you down like this. Don't ever do that. You need to play the corners and the sightlines better, and you need to understand that Bastion is all about his cooldown usage. It's okay to do it every once in a while. Say hypothetically you have like a Kiriko with a Susu up and you have a Mercy pocketing you and you center form and you go down and it's time to fucking destroy the entire enemy team. That's a different story altogether. Poking up here, even remotely for a second without no shield covering the rest of the damage on the left, is not going to work either. You need to be smarter with how you play. If you really, really want to do this properly, you should be playing on the right side where the Widow is. I mean, right here, you're serving the same purpose as if you were playing up their front personal. Another thing that I see a lot of Bastion players do as well, which kind of triggers me a little bit. I don't know, dude. I don't know anymore. This was a perfect pause for whatever reason. I don't know anymore. I lost my train of thought. Let's just watch the game, dude. Whatever. We had sentry form.
Could have used it.
We're not going to be able to retake this. You're not going to be able to retake this.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Yeah, Mercy was high on live chat. Okay, we need to talk fundamentals here, all right? Two things. If you really want to get good at Bastion, you need to understand where your fall-off damage actually happens, right? They have a Reaper, they have a Cole, all right? Let me give you a little hindsight. So you see this doorway, all right, right here? If you go into sentry form, you're doing the same amount of damage over here to people as if they're literally right up in front of you, right? So whenever the Reaper comes inching closer to you, there's no need for you to play like this, right? You can back off, reduce his damage, but still do the same amount of damage on him as if they were playing over here. Does that make sense? That is one thing a lot of Bastion players don't get right, is that they don't understand when the damage starts to fall off, and that distance is much greater than people think. So playing the distance game in sentry form is actually quite important, because your damage does not go down, only theirs does. So try and use that to your advantage. Okay, I guess now we're suffering as they have. I mean, your entire team was dead, but it was a good kill.
Hello there.
Thank you.
Team kill. Mercy as summoned.
The barrier appears. The barrier cannot withstand. The barrier has been overwhelmed.
Okay, nice shot. Gotta be careful. You gotta pay attention to the Reaper might teleport. Do you kind of see what I mean? To a way? Like, so the way I want you to approach this, right, is that you do the same amount of damage to the players that you're doing damage to there by playing there or playing over here, right? Same amount of damage. Your fall off damage does not get reduced by playing from this angle. The only thing that you're actively doing is making sure that you're in a safe place and you're being annoying as fuck. If you really want to get technical, you really want to get technical, you can actually grenade jump yourself up onto this bus right here. Upon knowing that the Cold player is playing down there, if you really want to be smart about how you play this, you can play up here, or you can do my favorite position, which is on top of this bus station right here. Now, playing up here is a great way to actually kind of get a complete overview of what's going on. You see what's on the left, you see what's on the right, you see what's on high ground. Okay, there's nothing there. All three check marks are being hit, and then all of a sudden, you have a great sight line. And also, this allows you, in case there's no shield, it actually allows you to do damage underneath the payload if people are standing behind it. You know? It's that simple. So on multiple occasions, you actually get so much more value out of playing out of the bus station location right here instead of playing all up close and personal. We've died 3 times now where we're kind of like, we're not really sure. We're playing almost like we're a Reaper. And we don't need to. That's the beauty of it. We don't need to play this up close and personal. We can actually just play further back and we can utilize his kit to almost like a higher standard. Does that make sense, Alina? It should make sense, but just for the sake of the rest of chat, does that make sense to you as well? Do you guys understand how positioning is literally what wins you fights on some heroes? Like, positioning is extremely important, and that's the reason why I'm hammering it down, because half the Overwatch games that you play is all about positioning, right? And yeah, that's why I'm talking about it so vividly and so much in these games, because it's not so much that you guys have bad aim, it's mostly because you have no fucking clue, and sorry for the French, to where the fuck you should be standing, right? And the more you understand where you should be standing, the better your games will go. So I'm just trying to like help you guys out a little bit and try and give you like an explanation to why sometimes you die and how you could have avoided it. So I'm just trying to help you guys out. Bastion has damage fall off. Corlon, it's just not a lot. Okay, Okay, now we're Tracer. Small little thing I want to point out, if you took a right side angle, took the staircase down here, you would have isolated and pinchered their supports instead of taking this angle. All it takes is for the cold is to hit you once in the head and you're dead. You could have also taken left side angle up top on high ground and waited them for they flushed out and you have high ground position and they can't do anything to you. I'm not necessarily saying that this play is bad. It's not. It's actually pretty good. However, there are ways where you can play this slightly more safe and not risk getting headshot, right? The reason why I'm pointing this out is that there are many different angles that you can take and kind of get the same result. I don't mind this. This is not bad. I'm just saying there are better plays that you can do, but I don't disagree with the play. It's just, yeah, pinching with Tracer is probably the best thing that you can do.
Barrier is nearly spent.
Couple good things. Target priority seems pretty good with Tracer, and you also touch the payload and stop them from C9ing you, so that's good things too.
I'll take a reading.
If the Cole opens with a grenade on Tracer straight off the rip, and trust me, I have played Cole about 12 minutes in my life, so I would know this. You can trust my opinion on this. I force Tracer recalls immediately when they jump on me, or I shoot them twice in the chest and I get them to recall and then I grenade you, right? But when they do this, they force the recall because they want you to actually go in for the aggression. In this particular case, if you're forced to recall this early, you use your blinks to get away. You do not re-engage the Cole at all. He needs to get lucky once, you need to get lucky like 10 times. So it's an unfavorable matchup for you and you should never take it without recall on off cooldown. Don't want to point this out too much. Never use pulse bomb without trying to listen for sound cues. Always hold your pulse bomb to after you have heard Susu go off. Never engage with a pulse bomb, even though you feel like you can get 1 kill or 2. Susu is always going to be there and ruin your day. You should try and listen a little bit better for alt cooldowns and like Susu cooldowns. It's very loud and has a very distinct sound. When that sound has been played and you've heard it, it's okay to go for a pulse bomb. But engaging with it, knowing she has Susu up, is never a good idea. It's too easy for the 50-50. Instead, we can guarantee it, you know? Risky, very risky, but yeah, you're suffering as he has now.
Helden sterben nicht. 60 seconds. Back again. Did you miss me? Thank you. Now I'm feeling fluff. Stop, do ya? There we go.
Trish is by far my favorite Australian hero, dude. She's the only one, but I don't know. I like her attitude.
Enemy over here. Heroes never
yeah.
I can tell you, I knew you were going to walk into that trap because I saw it fall down right next to you. You didn't look to the left, and you definitely didn't saw it, but I heard it, and I also saw it come from high ground, and I was just sitting here waiting until you're going to hit the trap. So that was kind of funny. Need to be a little bit careful and try and listen to sound cues, right? Sound cues are extremely important, and if you kind of open up your ears a little bit and you kind of, you know, paid attention to it, you would have heard it go off somewhere. You might have not seen it, but you might have heard it. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and bash you for it. It is what it is, but yeah. You also saw it before you walked into it.
As they say, try again.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The barrier is weak.
Headshot.
The barrier has been overwhelmed.
You're all good.
Okay.
Someone needs to fill this saddle.
Now we're playing L'École.
Pardon me.
You be damn right that if you do not pop off on call right now, I'm literally gonna sit here and flame every single thing that you're doing. You better pop the fuck off.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Okay.
30 seconds remaining.
Why did we not play Cole from the get-go? Question mark.
Our work is almost done.
That's pretty good.
Doc.
Pretty solid 4K there. Not bad. Now I want to look at your positioning a little bit.
I need healing. Barrier initialized.
Thanks.
Fuck, I hate this positioning. I really dislike this positioning. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, the C9.
Helden sterben nicht.
That's a cool Cole skin. Thank you. I made it.
Score
I made it.
0-2.
I made that
Switching
skin.
sides.
Swipk TV with the 24 months. Thank you. Appreciate you so much.
Initiating match.
Man, I think I need to put some coats on, man. I've been sitting here naked for like 5 hours. I'm getting a little bit chilly. Like, my nipples are like so stiff. I could cut into metal with these bad puppies. Holy shit. I think I need to put on like a hoodie or something. Whew. Come here with your knife
To
tits.
fill this saddle.
Chat, you have to understand that if you play Overwatch naked, you aim better. It's a proven fact. If you have coats on, they use like, it's like aerodynamics. It just makes sense, chat, alright? Don't question it.
I have my eye on you.
Hey.
I have my eye on you. I have my eye on you.
Blood flow? Correct.
I'm not giving up
Correct.
on you, Reyes.
I wish you would.
You sound like you have salami nipples? No, I have fucking full-blown cucumbers, man.
A mother's work is never done. Everyone dies. Everyone dies. Everyone dies.
5,
Everyone
4,
dies.
3,
Everyone dies.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
What did that trap ever do to you? Holy shit, that felt personal.
I need a medic, thank you.
So again, the thing is, Alina, right, is that one of the few issues that I'm seeing right now is that a lot of things are like dedicated to paying attention to sound cues, right? Your positioning is okay. They were pretty bad on Bastion, better on Tracer, and on Cole, it's okay as well, right? It's not like wow, but it's okay. But one thing that keeps reoccurring is that a lot of the time you're dying to things that if you kind of just listened to what's going on around you, you'd be paying more attention to it. And that Reaper, absolutely, I heard everything he did, and I was just waiting for him to show up behind you. He also shifted to get to you, which means in a close fight like this, a grenade after that and a right click is all you need to do. You don't need to make it flashy. You only need to secure the kill. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are going wrong right now when it comes to, trying to listen to things. I don't know if that's like a sound setting or something. I'm sorry, I have headphones on. I was thinking it was my Reaper. Huh. Okay. I mean, I guess fair enough. But, yeah. I mean, this is not an isolated case either. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because a lot of things could have been avoided if you're kind of like paying attention a little bit. But that's okay. It's good that you kind of felt like that could have been your Reaper. Fair enough. I mean, that makes sense for this particular case, but we'll keep watching, I suppose. Wait, someone being mean in chat. Wait, what's going on? Who's being mean? Who the fuck is being mean? Who is it? Here's the deal, chat. Here's the deal. Some of you are better than others. Some of you are worse than others. But that's why we're here, right? That's literally why we're here. We're teaching them how to get better, right? So the fact of the matter is that they're sending in their replay to get criticized in a public space so everyone gets content. I get to help them, and you guys get to enjoy it. The least you can do is not be a dickhead, right? Like, that's the least you can do. They're literally doing this to learn and get better. So when you make fun of them, it makes no fucking sense. It literally makes no sense whatsoever that you're being a fucking cockhead to these people. Literally nothing. So, like, for the love that all is holy, you know, let people, like, have fun. Let people enjoy themselves. It's probably scary as fuck sending in a replay to someone that they look up to. In this case, me, right? And that's all we're doing. We're trying to make them a better player. So for the love of God, be nice. Like, there's a difference between being an absolute dickhead and being, you know, one that delivers constructive criticism. So if you want to give them, like, a tip, there are ways to do that, but just being an absolute dickhead will not only get you a ban from here, but we don't want you here. There's plenty of other streamers that you can watch that are completely up to your personality, but that's not here. So, fair warning.
Not exactly what I expected. Hey.
Also, Alina, Alina, I don't want you to say it publicly in chat, but can you DM me in my whispers what your sensitivity and your DPI is? I kind of want to know. Nice headshot. That's a fatty nade. Oh, hit the shot, hit the shot, hit the shot! Oh, 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 oh! Oh, oh! What a fucking nade from your Ana, dude. It hit every single one of them. God damn. How do I DM you? I just search for my name, and then I should pop up. See the Reaper teleporting? He shifted early. Grenade, 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 grenade! Get fucked. Good high noon. Nice. The only thing I would have done is I would have used the high noon earlier. We had the same idea. That high noon was really, really good for multiple reasons. We don't need to get into it too much, but it was a good high noon because of how the fight was going. There's a lot of chaos going on, and they're focusing on a lot of things. The shield was down, the Mercy was dead, the lamp was gone. High noon was just a good decision there. But the one thing I want to point out the best is that you kind of focus on the right targets there. The Mercy's awful positioning is what should, like, easy be there as well. It was good patience on the high noon on the Ramatra as well. All this right now is perfect play, so we'll see how this one continues. But so far, I just want to point out the good things. It was really, really well done.
Thank you, kind.
I can fix that.
Much obliged.
Bro had Mercy ult ready. It wouldn't have mattered. She was like 1 HP. The bomb was on her. She pops ultimate there. She doesn't survive. Good positioning. Good patience with the aiming. Good. Ooh, careful. Yeah, I don't know why your Mercy's not with you right now, but that was not bad positioning. I like that engagement. I like how you approach that. Nice target priority. Look at you go. You feel a lot more comfortable and cold, that's for sure. God damn. Okay. You're one of the best ones? Hey, thank you, Laura. Appreciate you. Of course, I just want to help people out, that's all. Good target priority once again. I don't know why that Reaper's staggering himself. Okay, good. Good. Wow. No, your Kree's really good. I like it. Some positioning errors. and some target priority, but for the most part, it looks really good. High ground position once again. Wow, I've never seen an Orisa ult so hard that it just crashed the game. Never seen that before. Alright, let's talk about the good. You have good aim. Now let's talk about the bad. No, I'm just kidding. Good aim. Good understanding of where to be on Cole. I like the way you play Tracer. You need to be a little bit more careful about your surroundings when you play Tracer. A couple things such as like, oh, I got the DM, Alina. I got it. Thank you. That's good to know, by the way. That's really good. Okay, understood. Perfect. Okay, let's talk about the good things. Your Tracer is good. Need to be a little bit more careful with your blinks. A lot of the time is when you're forced to use recall early, it feels like you get a little bit upset about it and you kind of like force it. I would rather you just run away, wait for recall, re-engage if you have to. I mean, with the feedback that you've been given, you probably won't do that again, but I think it's easier to play a little bit more safe there. And then kind of like paying attention to your surroundings a little bit, it would help you a lot. Bastion, seems to me like you're kind of playing Bastion like he was Reaper, right? I disagree. I think that what you should look at is that Bastion is a long-range Reaper. Does that make sense? That's how you should look at it. That's how you should look at it. Bastion is, in Sentry form, essentially a long-range Reaper. And that's how you should play him as well. Right now, it feels to me like you're playing Bastion kind of like you're an actual Reaper, right? You're playing up close and personal. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to see you take unfavorable duels just because you're feeling yourself. You know, there's this saying, and I've said this a million times in chat, right? Is that we're trying to be the most annoying fucking cunt that we could humanly possibly be, right? Everyone has played against that guy. Every single person in this chat room has played against that one guy who has really good aim and plays defensively and offensively perfect. He like balances it out. Doesn't overcommit, doesn't run away too much. He's just perfect in the middle, right? And even if he's popping off, he's still playing that range game. He's using his aim to his advantage, and you keep dying to him, right? And that's kind of like how I want you to approach it. You have good aim. You have pretty good target priority, but we're making these positional mistakes where we're sort of like utilizing Bastion's kit up close and personal, and we're taking risks that we don't need to take, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? And it would be better if we try to avoid going up close and personal, and you're playing the distance game because we're using a character that can use the distance, so we should, right? So try and find better angles, play a little bit more defensively. It's okay to play aggressive if you know that your team Susu is off cooldown and you have a mercy pocket. That's completely different. Even if you have a shield, by all means, go haram. But if you don't have any of those check marks, I don't want you to play that close and personal, because all it took is for the Hanzo to be slightly better at Hanzo and you would have died there. Both times, by the way. And then let's not talk about the staircase incident, okay? And also you missing Kiriko standing behind you. As for Cole, it feels like Cole is more natural to you. Target priority is really good. Your positioning is very good. All of a sudden, you start abusing high ground. I like that. I guess the one thing I want you to pay attention to when it comes to Cole is that I guess what I'm trying to say with Cole is that you kind of left high ground a little bit too early several times. That's the only problem that I have with your Cole play, is that to me it seems a little bit weird that you're kind of getting value by playing high ground, but then you kind of, you know, you jump off it and you kind of like take the fight. And I mean, your aim is doing the carrying for you, but the question I'm asking myself is, if it's working, why are we moving away? You know what I'm saying? That's the question I'm asking myself. Like, why are we moving away from something that is working? So I like the initial engagement that you're always engaging from high ground, but try and stay on high ground a little bit more, because if it's working, no need to swap, right? No need to jump off high ground unless you're getting like chipped down to like 10 HP and you have to get healing, right? I think that's enough. I think that's good enough. I think that's more than what I want you to know. I think that if I were to give you more tips, it would be a little bit too much information. I do believe there's a thing called diminishing returns, and I think it's important that you have a couple of things that you should work on, and I think that's more than enough. I guess the one thing I want to mention is, if you're playing Tracer, try and find locations where you can pincer the enemy team. You know what I'm saying? If they go into tight corridors or whatever, try and pincer them a little bit more, you know? Try and be the person who's like on the other side so they have nowhere to go. Try and do that. But other than that, I think that's the tips I want to give you. Work on that. I'd love to see your a continuation of this and see how you integrate those tips into your gameplay, and then we'll take it from there.